Good morning, peace and love, everybody. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome to Hand-Built Pottery. Today is May the 14th, 2021. We will be having a demo today. It's called a Mandala dot demo or dot Mandala demo. All right, so I put that in the chat if you wanted to write that down or anything. So basically, it's just a design using several tools. Usually, you probably would purchase mandala sticks. However, those could get a little bit pricey, and they have different tips. But I decided to use some found objects and make my own. So what I have today is a sharpener. And so just so I'll be ready right before I get started, I'm just going to go ahead and sharpen a couple of these sticks that I have. They look like this. Some wooden sticks with a tip, and I can get a better tip by sharpening them like so. All right. So what I really have to paint are a couple of pieces that I did. There's a couple of pieces that I did from previous. I have our elephant here, our elephant dish that we made in class together. And I have this house, which is the house that I did as a demo in class to burn cone incense. So you are more than welcome to do your mandala design on a white surface. This has not been glazed. However, I'm going to go ahead and glaze this side with stroking coat, and it's going to be camelback. The color is going to be camelback. So we're just going to put a couple of quick coats on that, even though I'm not going to allow it to dry in between. I'm just going to cheat how I taught you all to put it on sort of thick, and that'll be your 3 coats. So we're going to bring the camera just a bit closer so that you can see. And I'm just doing this for the purposes of people knowing that you can go ahead and put a base coat down for the background if that's what you're looking for. So just go ahead and cover. I'm only doing one side as a demo today. And I think I'll probably, if we have time enough, I'll do something with the other side of the house, but I'm going to start out on the elephant. If you have any questions or suggestions, anything you want to say, please feel free to let me know, but be mindful of your background noise. Also, make sure you are icing the cake, making sure your cake is smooth or your surface. I like to think about it as a cake. You don't want your cake looking all lumpy, so you paint it until the consistency is smooth. As you can see, I painted several coats on this until I didn't see any streaks or any white spaces left. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit more to that, just to have my 3 coats, and we'll let that dry while I go on to the elephant. So this is the last coat that I'm putting on there, sort of thick, but I'm still leveling it and smoothing it out. As you can see, I go both ways to kind of level it and smooth it out, up and down, or vertical and then horizontal. All right, so I've painted that side. We're going to allow that side of the house to dry. Previously, I painted this side, and as you can see, it looks more matte and dry, opposed to that side looks shiny and wet. So this side is dry, but we're going to sit this to the side and let it dry. And there's a considerable amount of paint on this brush. I don't want to waste it. That paint, the glaze is very expensive, so I want to scrape that off the side of my lid or cup. And now I'm going to rinse and wash my brush. Even though I'm going to use these sticks today, I may possibly use brushes as well. You can be very experimental to see what works for you. All right, so now we have our elephant dish, and I've already painted the inside of this with silver lining, stroke and coat silver lining. It's already done, and as you can see up here in this crease area, it looks a little bit moist still. That means wet or shiny. It doesn't mean it's still a little bit wet, but it's okay. My mandala design is going to start from the center first. All right, so I want to get the colors that I'm going to use for my mandala dot design. Always shake up glaze or paint before you use it. And I'm using it, I'm going to put it in a palette, as you can see here. So far I have Army Surplus. I'm going to use a little bit of teal blue. Those stroke and coats, because of the tall jars they're in or containers, they have that little squeeze hole. It's easier to get those out. So if you're pouring something out of a large container like this, just be careful. I'm going to use orange, fire orange. And you can always put these glazes back into the jar if you don't use them. Just use some water and scrape them back in. I think that should be enough. And to start off, I definitely am going to use black. I want to use a really bold color, and I don't know any color bolder than black. And one more color, we're going to go towards a light color. I'm thinking about red or pink, but I think I'll go for the red. All right. If I want to incorporate pink in, I can always go back and get some pink depending on my design or how spaced out it is. So you may have to sketch out some type of diagram for yourself, something simple. And even though I do not have to sketch out a design, I'm going to do it just for the sake of showing you how to achieve that. So I'm grabbing my pencil, sharpening it. It doesn't have a tip, so I need to sharpen it. All right. And you're going to need possibly a ruler. Even I don't think I need a ruler, but once again, for the sake of showing you how to do it in its simplest form, or if you need to, then you may need a ruler. All right, so it's kind of hard to get a ruler down in a small surface like this, so I'm just gonna like wing it. All right, what I wanna do is pretty much make a crosshatch, probably of 8 lines. And once again, as it pertains to your design, you can do what you wanna do. But so that I know that my line is in the middle, I'm gonna go ahead and put like a little dot there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's okay. I'll show you once I complete the design. So let me lay it down sturdy, then I'll show you afterward. Bringing my light a little closer so I can see. All right, I have 1 line going across that way. That's 2. 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, even though I drew 4 lines, it came out to be like a 8 crosshatch star. So I drew like 1 line, then I went across the line like a cross or a plus sign, then I went diagonally that way and diagonally the other way, which made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines in a star type pattern. So if you need that just as a guide to keep your dot mandala design straight, then do so. Now I'm going to check out the tips that I have as it pertains to my dots. This would make a really small tip since it's a small dot. This tip will be about that size, and be careful of making large dots, because especially if you were making a mandala design on something rounded like a cup, a mug, or some kind of vase, you have to make sure your dot design is kind of laying flat. Sometimes when you make the large dots, because the way the glaze pulls, it may drip. So you want to be careful of that. And then I have a next size circle. So I have about 4 different tips. And I think what I'm going to do is just start with my black. And I want my black to be the largest circle or dots. So I'm going to use the back of the stick, so to speak. All right. So just for the sake of me getting my dots straight, I may have to lay this flat, and then as it dries a little, let you all see the design. But anyway, this is my first dot. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just making up the design as I go in my mind. And right now I'm just going to go to the tips of each, the 8 ends of the star. If your dot does not come out full and circular, that means you may need some more glaze on your mandala stick. So this is just another design aesthetic to be creative and paint your pieces. Just another technique that you can add to your art repertoire. And so a couple of dots were not the way that I wanted them, so I went back and actually touched them up. And so since I have this for my black stick, I'm going to keep that to the side because I'm going to need it again. All right. Also, I'm going to come in and make a dot in the center of each of those lines with the same black. On the same row, being consistent. That one was really big. You have to be careful of how, and sometimes you have to do a little tap to try to, just to get the paint to come off of the mandala stick. As you start to do it, you will get a feel for the consistency of what you should be using, and it'll become easier and easier. All right, so now I'm going to switch from black. I'm going to sit this stick down out of the way. I'm going to switch from black and go to, where's that stick that so I didn't realize that the one that I was using, that I sharpened with my really small tip, I already used it for the back of the black, but I'm going to sharpen another one so I don't make a mistake and get my hand in that black. I need another one with a really small tip. But before I go to the one with the small tip, I'm going to do another color. Another color with a different size tip. Okay, that tip is pretty small. So now I'm gonna go for it's the next smallest one, and I'm gonna go into the blue. All right. I'm gonna make a dot in front of the second dot that I made, right where the black is. And you don't have to worry about your pencil lines because lead and graphite, it burns out in the kiln, so it won't show if you made any kind of pencil lines. I'm going back to the first black dot in front of each one and making this medium dot, so to speak.
And what is that tool you're using?
It's a stick.
A stick. And I'm not sure what you're doing with it. Are you going around the circles that what were you doing with it? I couldn't see.
I made a cross hatch of 8 lines, and I'm making
Okay.
as a design, meaning like I'm just freestyling dots on it. But the stick is a found object. I save things like for my class making something out of nothing, and I said that I could use these for a mandala stick. You can order mandala sticks, but they are, I mean, I'm not saying they're really expensive, but instead of using a mandala stick, I would say, why not find something else that you can use, you know, rather than that. So you can use a brush.
Like, can I sharpen those dowels? The dowels that we use in.
Depends on what size you have. If the dowel is able to stick inside of a pencil sharpener, of course, that's a great option. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the next color I'm going to go to is green. I want to use green, and I think my smallest dot, I want it to be red. So I had got a little bit too much glaze on that stick, so I just hit it on the side to pull some off. All right, so now I'm gonna go right in between the black, and there's not even a line there, but since I already have certain dots, I know to be able to just go right in the center. And you can be creative, even though this is like a star type pattern, you can make hearts with dot mandala designs in them. You can do like your name, any type of designs. You have to just be creative with them. And so now I'm gonna go down with 2 more green dots. It's gonna be right above the next black. It seems that I can get 2 dots off of putting the glaze in the stick in the glaze one time, but however, I like the dot to be, I would like it to be enough glaze on the dot, so I'm actually sticking it in the glaze every time. All right, so now I'm gonna go inside closely with this green, closer to the first dot that I ever did. This first center dot. And you have to be careful as to press it flat and not to the side so that you can get the surface area of the circle better. All right, now I'm gonna put that stick down where it won't roll anywhere. And I'm using my tip that I just, and that's a good, that was a good substitution, Miss Etheria, as far as using the dowel. So as long as you know they have the packs with the different sizes, and I probably would, you know how long they are, I probably would cut them short enough where I would be able to hold them, you know, like cut one piece maybe in 3 to 4 pieces and then sharpen it. So right now I'm going to use red. I think we've used every color except for red and orange. I'm going to use red, and I'm going to go 3 dots. I'm going to make 3 dots in between, in front of the freestyle green that I made. 1, 2, 3. And that's not enough glaze, so I'm going to have to put it in there every time. All right. 1. It's kind of good to count out loud if, you know, you multitasking or you need to do that just to stay on task yourself. I'm continuing with my red all the way around. So instead of going way over here, I almost forgot what I was doing, but I had to look back at the red dot just to continue to complete the design. So I had, instead of going way over there, I just said, let me go back. I almost forgot what in the world I was doing. But how can you forget if you are repeating a certain type of pattern? And even though it takes a little bit of work and time, it's really fun. And once you get your design out of the kiln, I think you'll be really pleased about just making some of these designs. Then I go between each one. I think I could do a little bit better with that 1 dot so far. And
that's
so
pretty.
Thank you, Miss Diana. So since you see some red coming out of the center, I think it needs a bit of red in other places. And don't forget that just because you made a small dot with red, you can go back and make larger dots with the same color as well. So before we do more red, I'm gonna make sure to get some orange in there before I fill up my design. And don't think of it as filling up your design. Also, I want you to go online. That's why I wrote it in the chat, Mandala demo, so that if you look up Mandala designs, you'll see some beautiful designs that will inspire you to actually do this process. And so I'm gonna go in between these 2 dots here, the green ones with orange. I think that looks really good, and there's enough space to do it. And don't worry about if it seems like you've messed up. There's no messing up in art, only discoveries, and just keep going. And I'm sure once you're done, it'll be really beautiful. But if you make some kind of really big mistake, like it drips, all you have to do is wait or take your time and get some kind of small cloth or something to wipe it out. And so I want to go on the outsides here. It looks like a big open space with some red. That's what I'm going to do. Let me go back to my red stick. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of hard, even though I don't know why I just did that, but hey, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've made 5 little dots in a little circle in between the green and the black. So now I have to go all the way around with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, the counting just helps me stay on task of what I'm doing. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Continuing on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The time sure does fly when you're having fun. Sorry. Time sure does fly by fast when you're having fun. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That was a little bit close, but it's okay. I'm going to keep going. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost done with that particular dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Yeets. That was a little bit close, but I'm going to make it 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'm just turning it different ways so my largest dot, the black, doesn't pool or drip. And I think I could use a little bit more orange. I'm going to go on the outside with some orange, and I think I'm going to pretty much be done with that design.
Kimberlie.
Yes, ma'am.
Are the sticks sharpened to different sharpness points?
I only sharpened one stick, but the tips on the sticks were already some kind of different little size. So I
Oh, okay. So
ran with the sizes that was already there.
So what do you call the process again?
It's in the chat. If you touch the chat at the bottom of your screen, it's called Dot Mandala. Look in the chat. Press the chat at the bottom of your screen. DOT dot Mandala, Mandala. All right. So that pretty much completes that design right there for today. That's all I'm going to do on that elephant. And I'm going to quickly do a design on my house on the side that pretty much dried. And I think I want to go ahead and I'm going to make a heart design. So the first thing I want to do is make a heart design with my black. I'm going to go down at the bottom. And I'm going to continue. You see, I didn't draw anything. If you all need to draw anything, feel free. If you need a little design to stick to as it pertains to how it should look, you know, as something to make sure you stay on the line, feel free. But I think I've been doing artwork since I was 3, so I think I can pretty much just go ahead and duplicate it and see the heart.
So now you're using the flat side?
Yes, I'm using the flat bottom side for the black because I wanted some larger dots. You can use, this
okay.
Is the flat side too, is just a little small tip, so you're going to get smaller dots. So like,
okay.
If you were to really look up mandala sticks online, you're going to see that the mandala sticks have different tips. They are run like they have numbers, like 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can't remember if 12 is something large or small, but the actual sticks that you buy have numbers for the different size tips. All right, maybe that doesn't look like a heart to you. Maybe it does. But now that was just good enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and do some red dots in between the black dots. Probably 2. Yeah, that'd be good. So I'm doing 2 dots in between the black dots. Even though I probably generally wouldn't have put a heart on the side of the house, I thought it kind of still went good as it pertains to saying I love my home, because the reason why I just did a different shape rather than a star type pattern is just so that you can see that you can do any shapes that you like. As long as if you can't freestyle the shape, then you probably want to draw it out first. Just a little light design. And it seems that I really have to put the glaze, the stick in the glaze before each dot to get the surface area to come off on the flat surface really well. And now, although I've made my design on the outside for the heart, I'm going to go in the inside. And what I want to do is kind of make a spiral. That's what I'm going to do, is make a spiral. I'm starting with a center dot with red, and I'm just going to continue to go in a full spiral around and around and around. I'm going to show you after I go from each. So you can see I started with a center dot, and now I'm just going to go around and around. As I get to each level, I'll just show you how that looks. And I hope if some of you like this technique, you try it on your own. It's really satisfying and fun.
Your voice went down.
I said it's really satisfying and fun. If you all want to try this design, I hope some of you try this design on your own. Not this design, but trying to create some mandala designs. All right, that's going to be it for the center. And I think I'll just add one more color, which will probably be blue. So I wish I had a smaller stick for my blue, but I didn't sharpen. I'm going to go ahead and use the tip that I have. 1, 2. So as you can see, if I make a dot on one side, I go to opposite side, so everything will be even. I'm going basically in between the black. Right, you can see there I made the second dot right in between the black, but right opposite of the blue dot that I made. All right, so I need to get a smaller tip. Most of my tips are the same size, so I'm just going to sharpen another one of these sticks really quickly. And I started to throw all of these little sticks away, but I'm glad that I did keep them. One of my friends said, "Why are you throwing them sticks away when you usually keep stuff to do artwork with, and that'll be a good thing to, you know, use it, recycle it for something." I was like, oh, okay, I'm just tired of keeping certain stuff. Got to get your house cleaned out, but you know, really is coming in handy and useful. All right, I'm going to do another blue dot, but it's going to be smaller this time. I'm going in front of the blue dots that I just made. And the outside. Wherever I can achieve it. And once I get these pieces fired, we will return back on them just to see how everything came out.
Oh, wow. It didn't start out like that. Beautiful.
Thank you so much. And actually, if this dries really well, you know, you can see the shine on it now that it's still wet. But if you completely let some of your designs dry on top of some of the larger dots, like the black, I could go back and put in a smaller dot on top of the larger dot. Well, let me try one now. Even though it's still wet, let's just see how it looks. You can see on that black one, I put a blue dot, but it's not completely dry, so I wouldn't do any other ones until it dries. And I'm gonna make a blue dot in the center of my red circle right there.
Spiral.
The spiral, yes ma'am, thank you so much.
Oh, beautiful.
So even though it only took a few minutes or so, you see this one is completely still drying. This is the next one that I made. You know, you can use a monochromatic color scheme. When I say monochromatic, what am I speaking of? Anybody? Come on, y'all smart artists.
Singular color?
Singular, it's correct, but it needs like a better explanation. That's good though, Miss Diana. Come on, Miss D. What does monochromatic mean?
Oh,
Using one color?
mono.
You have to unmute yourself. Say it again, Miss Diana.
Using one color?
Yes, using one color, but in that same family, using different shades of the same color. For example, instead of making my heart with 1, 2, 3 colors here, I use black, red, and blue. If I wanted to, I could have used like dark purple, lavender, lilac, mauve, you know, all kind of shades within the purple family. Monochromatic means using one color but different shades within that same family.
Oh.
So what I'm saying, it doesn't have to be really, really colorful. And before we sign out.
Oh, you mean like light blue? Like if it's dark blue, you can use a medium blue and then a light blue.
Yes, ma'am. That's a monochromatic scheme.
Okay.
Would you put that word in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And so you have poly. Poly means what? Polychromatic. What does that mean?
Many colors.
Many colors. Monochromatic. All right, I just put it in the chat. All right, so I want to screen share something with you all really quick. Just give me a second. You all looking very beautiful today. So nice to see you. All right, you're gonna be wowed, so. I see I have 9 people now. I can't remember how many I had in the beginning. It might have been 12 people or so. Anybody saw how many people I had in the chat in the beginning? Is Destiny anybody? Not in the chat, any participants? It's okay, I'll ask Mr. Anthony Bailey later. All right, so I'm just gonna screen share with you all. Some of you all don't do your research like I suggest to get research. It might seem like work, you know, we here to work and continue to keep moving until we're not here anymore. So don't ever stop doing. I heard if you don't use it, you lose it. So it could be your brain as well, your brain power. Continue to do works, and the research is really there to help you get better ideas and stuff. So don't ever stop doing that. Everybody can see this?
Yes.
All right, so y'all see this design right here?
Beautiful.
You can see on the yellow dots, they put like a darker gold dot on top of that. So, and then around that, you see like small dots. So that's what I'm saying about letting it dry to possibly add more dots as well. I just wanted to show you all a few designs. And this particular mandala is done on canvas. You can see that they had some type of a line going around in a circle to kind of keep up with their design. So like I said, if you want to put down any designs, you know, first to kind of stick to your design aesthetic, feel free. And these mandalas, dot designs were done on tiles. This one is really beautiful for me. I like that, the way they did it as a full circle, but they left the side out. I like that. And I'll just show you a couple more. Yikes. Like this is kind of monochromatic. I don't know if this is lilac or gray, but it's really just purple. It looks like purple and gray or something. This is monochromatic.
Beautiful.
You have different shades of purple.
A lot of them look like Indian designs, so that's how the Indians make their design.
Okay. Well, that was not correct. Sorry. Let's go back to that one more time. Let's look at a couple more designs.
It looks very tedious.
Well, you just saw me do it in like 10 minutes. Again, I said it's really,
I know. I mean, that particular design you just showed.
but really it's really fun once you start doing them dots, because you're not like painting. Can you still see the screen? Young people, can you still see the screen? Hello?
I know it's fun.
Why y'all not saying anything? I said, can you still see the screen?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks. And this one looks really tedious.
Ooh.
I know. So
I gotta try that.
they can be somewhat simple. And this looks like I would say, Miss Jackie Lattimore, you're right. This looks like since I teach yoga, this looks like a lotus.
Yeah.
Lotus flower. How
Lotus flowers.
bursting out.
Ouch.
Different. They said lotus flowers has 1,000 petals in yoga. And here's a design. Reds, oranges, and yellow. These are warm colors. So it looks,
I can put those on my jewelry.
Looks like,
yeah, design my polymer clay jewelry with those designs. This is beautiful technique.
when I looked at these designs right here, this one really caught my eye. It looks like it's kind of like glowing or something. Looks really nice. So I want you all to look at some, and you can see this person used enough paint on their stick to pull up where they are actually raised. You know, it was like a thicker consistency of paint.
Like a trailing?
Could be. So you might even try that. Like you might try it out of one of those slip trailing bottles. But however, I'm almost certain that this particular design was done with acrylic paint. Like a lot of these things are not necessarily ceramics or pottery. They are like on tile, and a lot of times on tile, people use acrylics. So a lot of these might be done with acrylic paints.
Oh, okay, like the plain white plates. I'd like to do one on a plate. Can you do it on those dollar store plates you get out of the dollar store?
I would actually just actually do it and experiment and see how it works. But
okay,
yeah, when you use the acrylic, you just want to make sure to really shake it up well. So I just have one more thing to say to you all before we sign out. Let me just pull it up. All right, let me go back to my screen share for you beautiful, beautiful young people. All right, monochromatic. Monochromatic, containing or using only one color of light or other radiation of a single wavelength of frequency. As you can see, this monochromatic block right here, they have in red. The tones go from a dark red all the way up to a pink and a really light pink. It's the same red color, but it's either been this color light and you add more red, or you have this red and you add more white to get lighter colors. You see it right here exemplified in the blues as well. There are different shades of blues. So that's what monochromatic means. Let's look up one more. Polychromatic, we already talked about this. Polychromatic is of two or more colors, which means multicolored. Multicolored. All right, and that's what we basically just looked at. Even though now it could seem like really elementary to y'all that I'm saying monochromatic is one color and polychromatic is many colors. It's just good to know these terms and know what you're actually doing, because before you all couldn't put it in words, but these terms really help you as it pertains to art history when you are doing art. The reason why I know these terms, because I've been doing art since I was 3 years old. Look at this, Karen. And so as you continue to get these, happy birthday, Miss Gloria!
Thank you!
happy birthday.
Thank you much.
You look so beautiful. You look beautiful every day, but you look especially beautiful on your birthday. You look
Oh, thank you.
all right. Thank y'all so much. Do you have any questions or any comments about the dot mandala demo that we had today, everybody? Anybody? I hope you all really try to repeat some of these techniques. Let me see some of the designs you come up with. Like, I was just thinking that it would be beautiful to make a design like a fish and put the dots inside of a fish. Or maybe like if you're in Aries, you can make a simple ram head with horns and put all the dots in the ram. Or a Taurus. Hi, Nisi. Hey, Mr. Billy.
Hey, how you doing?
Love y'all.
Love you too.
All right. And so Miss Lattimore, you can make something African, like an African mask.
Oh, I'm gonna put it on a shield too.
Yes, I was gonna say a shield and put some beautiful designs in the shield. You can do a dot mandala design of flowers. It doesn't have to be circular like you saw or simple. You can, do some in some design. So I hope you all replicate that and we can see what you've done either in our Zoom classes or when we return back to the facility.
Do you remember what that website was you was showing the class, Tam?
So, give me 1 second.
You can probably go into mandala.com too.
No. Hold on 1 second.
You can't.
I'm not
I'm
saying,
sorry for my lateness, but I have a
Mandala
doctor's
art.
appointment.
no, that's narrowing the design, narrowing the search down. You want to have as much as you can. So I'm sharing the screen. What you can it, sorry. What you want to do is you can go to any search engine that you like. Search engine for me, the best one I love is Google. You can go to Google and put in what I gave you in the chat. Mandala designs. When you press enter, you see that small block. What you want to do is go to the top and press images. Then it'll give you so many images that you can scroll down. If you go to mandala.com, that might be some type of particular website, and it'll be your choices will be limited. And so when you go to images trying to find something, you have more choices to choose from. For some reason, I wanted to see this. It's called an ornamental stone. This person did a mandala design on a rock. So, you know, what you can do is endless, what you can use. Once again, go to Google, mandala designs. I'm going to images, and there they are. All you have to do is scroll down. You're gonna see images upon images. I like this on this cup too. Did I pass it? That was very vibrant. See the black, how the colors show up on the black? That looks really, really good.
Yes.
And I like this one as well. So colorful and nice.
That reminds me of a peacock.
Yeah. These look like flowers, leaves and flowers coming up out of the ground. So anyway, just take your time and check some of those designs out and do your thing. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Kimberlie Wright. This is your class, Hand-Built Pottery. I love you all, and I will see you all next week. Don't forget, on next Thursday, May the 20th, some of you, we say this over and over and over, but I find myself having to call y'all the day before, the day of, and say, where are you? Like, you know, I'm trying to let you all know that if you submitted art for the art slideshow, that is the day that we're having our slideshow for Older Americans Month. It's May the 20th at 10 a.m.
Kim, is we still come on Zoom, the same site with you?
When? Thursday?
No, you go in the calendar.
Oh,
You
say
go
that again,
where?
Miss Regina.
Yes.
Say that again.
I said, do we when we get ready to look at the slideshow, do we come into Zoom to you?
Okay, on the calendar, I'm almost certain that the slideshow says that it's on my link.
Okay.
Yes, but if you have been checking your email, the Older Americans calendar is in your email, and that's the way that you'll be able to see other events. Like, I'm sure they should be having some events, something going on today, like a fitness extravaganza exercise class at 1 o'clock. And I know I'll definitely get it. And I think that's coming from the Bowden Center, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Kim, did you
Okay.
see the art show from Benson Center? Some of my pieces were in there.
Yes,
Did
I
you
did.
see?
They were looking
Yeah.
they were looking very beautiful, and I like the show that Benson put on. And so therefore, make sure that you see Darnell's art show as well, to compare and just to say how different they were, but it was a really beautiful show. I really loved the content of the artwork. Those paintings were really beautiful. I was so shocked when I saw a lot of your pieces. I was like, look at Miss Jacqueline Lattimore. You had some really, really good pieces. I love them.
I'm learning.
So I'm gonna share screen again one more time. For some of you that don't look in your email, don't y'all see this Older Americans Month calendar? Yes. Right here on May the 12th, Wednesday, what y'all see? Kimberlie's Corner Sip and Paint. We already had that event. Some people probably could have been in Art for the Soul, but my event went for 3 hours. So let's look at today. At the top of the screen, May the 14th, like I said, 1 p.m., they have a community fitness connection. All of these events are posted up here for you all, and it is Bowden. It says Bowden Health and Fitness instructors will come together to each provide 15 minutes of fitness, starting with a warm-up by the coordinator, followed by high-impact line dancing, then low-impact Tai Chi, and finally a cool down with sound vibration meditation. So if you need to exercise, some people cannot exercise thoroughly by themselves. If you want to exercise with a group today, please feel free to join in at 1 p.m. to get your workout on. Now, if we want to look at next week, going to May the 20th, you see it Thursday, Take Heart in Art. That is the name of our show for this year. My cursor is right there. Take Heart in Art is Darnell's annual artist exhibit. This year's event will be a virtual presentation. The exhibit will feature a slideshow that highlights art creations crafted by participants from jewelry making, the instructors Ann King, hand-built pottery, woo, and making something out of nothing, the instructors Kimberlie Wright, and Deco Arts, textiles and designs, and art appreciation from Jamal Jones. So if you submitted any art from in those genres, you really want to participate and look at the slideshow so that you can see your work being presented. And then going right on along, even though they have more events, like let's say Friday, May 21st, photography, sip and chat. So like I had the sip and paint with on canvas. It looks like somebody's having a sip and chat dealing with photography. Hear and view some photography from Atlanta, Ali 2020 Impact Series and Culture Series. So I guess you're going to be sipping and chatting and talking about photography at the same time. It does not say what facility is putting that on. However, if you look at Thursday, May the 27th, 2021 at 11:30, that's another one of our events. It's Cooking and Learning with Care Culinary Slideshow. This is a culinary collective of cooking and learning with care, class participants, personal recipes, and food art. It's going to be showing images of people who submitted their food recipes, and it's going to have some recipes in there. It's coming from Destiny Chef Destiny Moss's class. Featured recipes will be curated and presented in an electronic cookbook to share. Pictures and recipes must be submitted by April 15th, 2021. So that was put out before this time. Going back to Thursday, May 20th, as you can see, it has, if you were to press attend event, then you wouldn't have to put in a number, but you can see I just ran my cursor over it. You can see my link number, which is 683-024-5481, and it has my password, which is capital HEART, all caps, 24 exclamation mark. So don't miss that. And if you all need to refer back to your Older American Months calendar, please do so. Thank you once again. I love you all. Thanks for joining me, Kimberlie Wright, for Hand-Built Pottery. I'll see you all for the next event. And not only that, let me say, I won't tell you how long the slideshow will last, but I will let you know that we will not be having class next Thursday. Usually on Thursday is our informational class anyway that I don't record since I've made so much stuff I want to kind of cut down on it. We will be having a demo on next Friday, but next Thursday we will not be having class because we will be looking at the slideshow. So I love you all. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Happy birthday, Miss Gloria Bell. Glorious Gloria Bell. And
Thank you.
Tim, if you find out where the photography is, let me know, please.
all you have to do is just click that link and put that password in from the Old Americans Month schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll come right up. Because see, I'm not sure where it's coming from. I'm just going to click the link myself and watch it.
Okay.
So today, if you want to exercise with Bowden, I'll see you on there at 1 o'clock. And that's all you have to do is go to that schedule and click the link.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, everybody.
Okay, everybody have a
Good weekend.
wonderful weekend.
Good weekend. Happy birthday.
Thank you, darling.
Peace. Y'all so sweet and nice.
We sure are.
Peace.